Scott Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Welcome to it. Great to have you with us. 888-933-93. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. So all we're hearing about this week is the dreaded Omicron or Omicron variant. Nobody is saying, in this country, no one is saying, hey, it's not that big. It's mild. It's extremely mild. They're acting as if this is the death of humanity. This is the planet extinction variant.
Yeah.
They just want to maintain control. That's all they want to do. The CDC upped its urgency. We've upped our urgency. Now, up yours. So they've upped their urgency over the coronavirus vaccine boosters, saying every U.S. adult should now get the extra shot because of the Omicron variant. Whatever it is, they're just using this to get you vaccinated even further. And it's never going to be enough. After this one, there comes another variant. And they'll encourage the booster for that. Federal agency previously said, while every adult was eligible for a booster, only those aged 50 and older and those 18 and above in long-term care should really make a point of getting it. But given the heightened concerns over Omicron, the CDC now says that everyone over 18 should get the boosters. Today, CDC is strengthening its recommendation on booster doses for individuals who are 18 years and older. Director Rochelle Walensky said in a statement, the recent emergence of the Omicron variant further emphasizes the importance of vaccination, boosters, and prevention efforts needed to protect against COVID-19. The agency said adults should seek booster shots 6 months after the second dose of the Moderna and Pfizer shots, or 2 months after the Johnson & Johnson shot.
Okay, whatever. I get these alerts on my phone from different news outlets when stuff like this breaks. Like yesterday, I just got alert after alert. And I just hear Jeffy's voice in my head every time. CDC recommends to get do they? Swipe, swipe. I just don't care. It does not apply to me, and it's never going to apply to me.
Yeah.
But here they go. You're absolutely right. Every time there's a new variant, they're going to say, oh, it's about time for that booster shot.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I haven't heard any U.S. official say, by the way, this one seems to be a pretty mild variant. No, I've heard no one say that except the person in South Africa who discovered the variant.
I know. I think this Dr. Angelique Coetzee, I think that was the fly in the ointment for them because she's been so out there doing these interviews, explaining how it makes you tired.
Yeah.
Oh, you got a scratchy throat. Yeah. It's really nothing. It's nothing. It's been in Europe for several weeks now. In fact, they confirmed that with tests out of the Netherlands. It showed it's been up there for several weeks. Are we going to shut down travel? Anyway, we'll see if Biden shuts down travel to Europe, right? But she has been so out front on this. Mm-hmm. They have nothing.
They got nothing. And they don't want you to know that. They don't want you to hear from her that it's extremely mild. We talked yesterday. It causes tiredness. Mm-hmm. And you mentioned the scratchy throat. Mm-hmm. There was something other, mild body aches. Yeah. I mean, it's like a cold. It's like you have a cold. If you're going to get any variant, I would say this is the one to get.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, if you're going to get coronavirus, this should be it.
And I'm no doctor, YouTube, but it seems like with each variant, it's doing what many people predicted in that it's less and less severe, right?
Yeah, that's what they said. Mm-hmm. It's much more likely for it to become less virulent than more virulent. And this is playing out that way.
But get your booster, dude.
Yeah, and then when they get the next variant, the what's that? Whatever is after O, P, I guess. The P variant.
Oh no! Yeah. Oh no! Is that gonna be lots of trips to the bathroom?
The P variant causes you to urinate.
Oh, have fun with the thumbnail and the show title that day, y'all.
So you're going to need your 4th booster then, because that's coming right after the O variant. It's frustrating because, even though we predicted this and knew this was going to happen, then it does happen and it's confirmed, and it's still like, I can't believe they're doing this. Why are they doing this? Well, obviously for control, and they're going to continue to do it. So just get used to it and understand that they're going to try to freak you out every chance they get, and that's exactly what they're doing right now.
Yeah, Biden was asked about it yesterday because, he held that very important press conference, Pat, and they asked him, hey, what's coming down the pike here? More lockdowns? What's happening here? And I think when you hear this answer, I think the fact that doctor in South Africa being out in front on this and tamping down all of the hysteria from the horse's mouth, literally, right? I mean, because she's the one that would know.
Yeah.
I think that is what has changed the tenor of yesterday's press conference. Check out his answer.
Mr. President, is this the new normal that Americans should expect, anticipating future potential variants? Should we expect intermittent travel restrictions and potential drops in the stock market going forward? Do you have any words of reassurance that this won't become the new normal? And then for both you and Dr. Fauci said earlier on CBS that lockdowns, shutdowns are off the table for restraining COVID going forward. You said that won't be part of your plan on Thursday. But why is that? Why are you taking that off the table?
Well, to answer your first question first, the answer is I expect this not to be the new normal. I expect the new normal to be everyone ends up getting vaccinated in the booster shot. So we reduce the number of people who aren't protected to such a low degree that we're not seeing the spread of these viruses. Now, we remain to be seen exactly what the elements of this particular strain are. But if they're, as I hope, then it's not going to be fundamentally different than in the past. In terms of, what was the second part of the question?
Lockdowns off the table.
Yes, for now, yes.
Why is that?
Well, because we're able to, if people are vaccinated and wear their mask, there's no need for lockdown.
Okay. If they get the booster shots and wear their mask and stay at home all the time and never leave their house and never leave their rooms.
No, that's you.
There's no
Joe.
reason to do the lockdown because they've already locked themselves down. So why would we do a double lockdown? Wait, no, maybe that's good. That gives us even more control. Yes, we're going to do lockdowns. Guy's insane.
He's good, right?
Yeah, he's good.
So on Friday, that's when we
Good.
get news that the variant is here. Stock market loses 1,000 points. A couple of blue states start talking about big time lockdowns. This press conference was going to federalize these lockdowns. I guarantee you. And then that doctor in South Africa came out
and ruined their plan.
and ruined it. And now he's like, not now. Nope. We're gonna have to get back to you on that one. But get your booster shots, yo.
And he had more to say about it.
Oh, trying to learn how to pronounce it. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Him and Fauci. This is fun.
It's called the Omicron.
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 No,
The
it's
Omicron
not.
variant.
It's called the Omicron.
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 The
Omicron.
Omicron variant.
There you go. You got
It's
it. that
called
time.
the Omicron.
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 The Omicron variant.
There you go. So I don't know what it's called. Oh,
I don't know.
it's so mild.
Whatever.
Can we just go to the next one now? I mean, because they got one
Yeah.
in the works for us.
No, you're right. They did not want anybody to get the news out there that this is nothing it's not gonna kill you.
Yeah.
It's like a common cold. And it sounds like it's a lot better than the Delta variant that we've been worried about so much. And the initial variant, the coronavirus itself, the COVID-19. While that can get bad, obviously. But 99% of us survive it. So, even the main thrust of this virus was not something we should have thrown the world into a tizzy over and turned everything upside down. Now, yesterday, Peter Doocy was doing his job, as always, asking Jen Psaki the tough questions, talking about Biden's travel ban compared to Trump's travel ban. Why the difference here? What's different about this?
Thank you, Jen. Before Joe Biden was president, he said that COVID travel restrictions on foreign countries were hysterical xenophobia and fear-mongering. So what changed?
Well, I would say first, to put it in full context, Peter, what the president was critical of was the way that the former president put out, I believe, a xenophobic tweet and how he called what he called the coronavirus, and who he directed it at. The president has not been critical of travel restrictions. We have put those in place ourselves. We put them in place ourselves in the spring. But no, he does not believe. He believes we should follow the advice of health and medical experts. That's exactly what he did in putting in place these restrictions over the weekend.
Okay.
You got nothing. You got nothing. I mean, she completely changed the answer because she said, well, we were upset about what he called the virus, the China virus, the China flu. Is that what she was? Because that wasn't his question. He was talking about travel restrictions to the continent of Africa.
Right. And that's what Biden was talking about. Biden was slamming him on the fact that we restricted travel from Africa. Because he said he's trying to limit the amount of black and brown people that come here. Okay, you're obviously talking about him being xenophobic. So what are you doing? What are you doing trying to limit the black and brown people that can come to the United States? These people are so despicable. Such liars and hypocrites.
They're not consistent, you're saying?
Every day we've got just ample evidence of it every single day. So Ducey challenged her again yesterday on Biden just having said, so wear your mask.
Right.
So when you're indoors, always wear your mask. So
he was very clear in that earlier clip we had.
He wasn't wearing his mask.
What? What do you mean?
Yeah, he was indoors shopping. Was it Sunday? Saturday or Sunday?
Picture, Rob, before we play the clip. Can you show this? Because he is clearly in a store behind a sign that says masks required.
Right, and he's not wearing one. Right there.
Right.
I mean, what a great shot that is.
I love that.
What are the odds?
I mean, that's me in a store, okay?
Yeah.
But I'm not out there preaching to people, wear your mask.
Quite the opposite. So Ducey asked Psaki about just that.
Okay, we saw the president shopping indoors on Saturday behind glass that says face covering required, but his face was uncovered black.
The president is somebody who follows the recommendations and the advice of the CDC.
Well, no,
I don't know
isn't.
what the circumstances were of that particular moment.
The circumstances at that particular moment were he was inside a store that said face covering required. That was the circumstance, and he was not wearing a face mask.
Okay, now, if she isn't aware of that,
man,
then that is the most dysfunctional White House ever. Because that was over the weekend, and they should have said, by the way, Jen, you're going to be asked, Ducey's going to ask you about this. I just want you to have a heads up here. Maybe you could say he was coughing. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, you prepare her.
Yeah.
So she's either completely lying that she's unaware of what was going on there.
He was about to take a bite of food.
That's it. Yeah, that's
something, you know. But she was completely unprepared. I don't know what the circumstances were. Well, yeah, you do. You do. And he is not one who follows the guidelines because he just wasn't. As it was just pointed out, he wasn't following the rules. That's why I'm asking you. Why wasn't he following the rules?
Maybe
again, the hypocrisy.
Maybe he's trying to save the planet, you know? Because those masks, boy, they are everywhere. Who sent this? Pew Pew One Pew? You got to see this mask just in a landfill.
Yeah.
Like just as one section of masks. And this is just one of how many billions of places on Earth.
Look at that.
Oh, God.
My gosh.
This is what I've said from the beginning. Get the Greens on the left on board with the mask pollution, and you can stop these stupid requirements.
And it should be even worse than that because you're supposed to change your mask every time you touch it, let alone every day. Every day you're supposed to change your mask, at least every day. I wear mine over and over and over. Put it in my suit pocket so that I have it for church, and then it's just there, and I wear the same one over and over and over again. And it's in my pocket collecting all kinds of germs. Who knows what's happening
You're
there?
worried about what's happening to your lungs without you knowing?
Yes. Yes. But
Yeah.
seems to be where we are.
Well,
But I don't know anybody who changes their mask every day.
I just think that the biggest tragedy in all of this is going to be the health of our lungs and the development of babies who are not seeing facial expressions, and we're raising sociopaths probably.
Yeah, it's scary. It's scary. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Let me tell you about iTarget Pro. What a great Christmas gift idea. This would be for a loved one who's into their firearms. But the cost of ammo through the roof, if you can even find it. If you're looking for a cost-effective, safe, and simple way to practice with your firearm, iTarget Pro was invented just for you to give law-abiding gun owners a better way to train in the safety and privacy of their own home. No more trips that are inconvenient and expensive to the gun range, and no more buying expensive practice ammunition. Just download iTarget Pro's proprietary app, load the laser bullet into your firearm, and start your training experience. Dry fire training will help develop muscle memory, sharpen target reaction speed, sight alignment, trigger function, and all kinds of things. iTarget Pro comes in all the major calibers, including .223, so you can even train with your AR-15. Go to itargetpro.com, save 10%, plus get free shipping when you use the offer code PAT. Smartest way for you to practice. You can get the kids involved really safely. It's just a great way to go and a lot of fun. Then targetpro.com. itargetpro.com, offer code PAT.
Mr. Cratchit!
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Hey, Pat, I want to say thank you for my early Christmas present. My gosh, man.
Oh, yeah, that's our special box that we...
Wow, I come in here this
in.
morning. It's sitting on my desk. Oh, look at this.
Isn't that lovely?
Yes, it's lovely, and it was completely unexpected. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
I mean, these are like these are meals basically
Yes.
in here. They're so big.
They really are. It's a dessert meal for sure.
Orange creme brulee.
Creme brulee.
Creme brulee, sorry. Jalapeno cheddar. Wow, that's daring.
Very.
Lemon poppy seed. The Finnish cookie. What's that like?
That's a raspberry, like a red raspberry thing. Oh, it's delicious.
You probably don't know this, but I am gaga for macadamia nuts.
Oh, are you really?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And white chocolate.
Yeah.
Either of those. And then the German chocolate. My gosh.
Yeah, that was our special box that we dropped on Good Friday,
Black Friday?
last April, and no, on Black Friday, and it sold out in about 10 hours or 12 hours or something like that.
And like, if someone doesn't receive this as a gift on their desk unexpectedly, is it too late then? Are you out of luck?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, but you can still get the fall flavors. The new winter flavors are coming in a week or so, I think.
Man, how many flavors have y'all come up with now?
Oh man, a lot. I bet she's done 30 different cookies so far, or more.
Right.
Yeah. So
Wow, thank you very much.
anyway, you can go to Kexi.com and get the normal cookies that are really delicious too, including the cinnamon roll cookie, which I think is just one of the best.
That is a great one. Yes.
All right, 888-900-3393. Who would you think is the most popular governor in the United States of America? This is amazing. Would you have ever guessed Phil Scott of Vermont?
Wow.
Who, by the way, is a Republican. He has 79% approval.
Wow.
88% of Democrats in Vermont approve of him.
That is
A higher percentage than the Republicans.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a good thing to have a Republican.
Right.
With
I don't either.
But I had no idea. I don't know what's going on in Vermont. If someone wants to enlighten us, why is he so popular? But wow, I didn't see
the top 6 governors, all Republicans. Charlie Baker of Massachusetts. How do Republicans in Vermont and Massachusetts get elected? They must be essentially Democrats, right?
And then it easily goes to the Democrat for the presidential election every year.
Yeah, very weird. So Phil Scott, Charlie Baker, Larry Hogan, Republican from Maryland. How did it's weird? It is really weird.
Look at that. The top 3 are left-leaning states
and would never vote Republican for president.
Who not only have Republican governors they've elected, but have 70 or higher % approval rating in those states.
Yeah.
Is there a battle plan that the GOP needs to emulate? Now, if they're complete rhinos and they're big government types, I'm not interested.
Right.
Then stay in your state.
And that's probably what they are, but I don't know. We should look into that a little bit. Chris Sununu from New Hampshire is next. He's the first one that drops out of the 70s to 67% approval. Mark Gordon from Wyoming, 65%. Jim Justice of West Virginia, 65% too. Really something. Kristi Noem is well down the list. She's at 58%, though. That's not bad. 58% approval.
Yeah.
Let's see. All the way down to Ron DeSantis at 52%.
Wow. How is it he is so universally loved by the right, but only 52%? He's got Charlie Crist to deal with coming up, right?
Yeah, he does. Greg Abbott is only at 50%. He is well down the list. The worst approval rating in the United States of America as far as governors are concerned, Kate Brown of Oregon, 48%. Still
43.
43%. Oh, okay. Yeah, 43%. Jeez.
Yeah, it cut off, and so my chicken scratch is illegible.
Yeah.
So, wait a minute. So 43%. What's Biden's latest approval rating?
I think it was 36.
So wait a minute. The least popular governor.
Still 7 points higher than Joe Biden's approval rating. That amazing?
That is that says a lot right there. But remember, 81 million votes.
Right, most popular ever. More votes than anybody's ever received in the history of the world. Mm-hmm. People just love him so much.
So,
middle class Joe.
Wait, hold on. Can we revisit Greg Abbott at 50%?
Mm-hmm.
He's at 50%. Whitmer in Michigan is 50%.
Oh my gosh. Wow, that's bad.
Is it our standard? I'm being serious. Are our standards in Texas so high, and we expect so much?
Could well be.
That's what affects him when he doesn't. When he's leading from behind, essentially.
Also, how many people did he piss off with the mandate thing he did for a while? Yeah, he pissed off.
Right here.
I mean, Sarah Gonzalez is just really, really pissed at him. I don't think she'll vote for him.
Hi. My name's Keith.
You're not going to vote for him either?
I do not anticipate voting for him in the primary, for sure. But, I mean, remember that mandate, when it came out in July of 2020, it said that anybody that doesn't live with you, even if they're in your family, has to be wearing a mask in your presence. And, I specifically remember right after that happened, I was picking up my mom to, take her out to lunch or something like that. I'm like, really? I'm going to ask my mom, I'm sorry, you can't get in the truck unless your mask is on.
You know what you could have done? To just take away all the awkwardness, you could have gone into the garage with her and administered a rapid COVID test
that's the other
in the
thing.
garage.
We had that clip yesterday, right? Hey, I know you want to be sure that everyone coming into your house for Thanksgiving is free of the COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Who's doing the PCR test? Is it you, the homeowner? Are you trusting them to administer it themselves? No, you're not going deep enough. Who's actually putting the Q-tip up the nostril? This world is insane, and it's not coming back, y'all. Help us. Anyway, so Greg Abbott, only 50% approval here in Texas.
We did get some other good news. I think it's good news. Okay. Matthew McConaughey decided not to run. Thank you, Matthew. Thank you. Because I don't want him accidentally elected governor of Texas when everybody just likes his movies. No.
That's not a good enough reason for
you? No. You're going to find out that he's got all kinds of policies.
Oh, yeah.
We don't want anything to do with.
And look at the polling numbers, man. He
was way ahead.
On everybody. Beto and on Abbott.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, people like his movies.
Uh-huh.
So, and they know he's a Texas fan. He likes Texas. He's on Texas commercials all the time. He does Reliant Energy.
Oh, yeah.
He shows up at Texas Longhorn football games because he's an alum.
He sits in some luxury car and rolls his finger on his thumb like this.
Yeah, right.
What's he doing? What is
Bizarre Lincoln commercials.
Yeah, I mean, it could have very well happened that he would have been elected, and that would have been frightening. I mean, you remember Barack Obama just looked good walking out of an ocean.
Yeah.
And that got him elected.
Right.
So who knows?
You just never know. So thank you, Matthew, for taking yourself out of that race.
Thank you.
He announced that this is the path that I'm choosing not to take at this moment. And that he wants to focus on serving the people of his home state in other ways than pursuing public office. Good. Yes, please.
Service of the Whataburger.
Right. Yes. Or with your Reliant commercials.
There you go.
That's service enough for me.
I can tell.
You don't have to do a thing.
Those I can stomach.
Yes. In a 3-minute-long video, McConaughey talked about the values of service and responsibility and problems in local and national politics. He said that while he'd been considering a run for Texas governor, that he'd been out listening and been learning, been measuring and studying Texas politics and American politics in an attempt to understand the issues. As a simple kid born in the little town of Uvalde, Texas, it never occurred to me that I would one day be considered for political leadership. It's a humbling and inspiring path to ponder. It is also a path that I'm choosing not to take at this moment. Yay!
Thank you.
Thank goodness. So, I mean, he was up by, was it 8 points on Abbott? And more than that, I think, on O'Rourke, on Beto.
It
didn't look
impressive. Good. Yeah, we were concerned, actually.
I was very concerned.
Ooh, but they've got to announce by, I don't know, in the next couple of weeks.
Oh, do they?
So you'll know officially who's in and who's out in the next couple of weeks. But thank you, Matthew.
Well, so far we know about Chad, right?
Chad
He's
Prather.
definitely running.
Yep.
We know about Alan West.
Mm-hmm.
We know about Greg Abbott.
Yep. And then we got Huffines, right?
Huffines, oh yeah.
That guy.
Big car dealership guy here in the DFW Metroplex.
He's big on the border, Don Huffines is.
And then on the Democrat side, of course, you got Beto, who's going to get pounded again. He's a sacrificial lamb. He's a placeholder.
I hope.
And he doesn't mind getting his head kicked in from time to time.
I'm grateful that Texas has the election reform laws that they have and didn't back down on those.
Yeah.
So hopefully it won't get
and that seems to
stolen.
Have simmered. It's died down a little bit.
No, that's because Texas didn't have an all-star game that they were planning to host.
Yeah. I'm sure the next big event that's in Texas, they'll probably start the protest back up again. We don't like your election laws. We don't like your voter registration oppression.
I mean, they've taken events. The sporting world has taken events away from Georgia, North Carolina over the bathroom thing. I'm sure Texas, Florida eventually with what DeSantis is doing down there. Fine. I mean, literally, you're going to have your what are you going to end up doing? You're going to play your college football championship games in the Carrier Dome in Syracuse? Is that what you're going to do? I mean, what's left? It's so petty what these people do in these leagues.
It's asinine. And really, was Georgia devastated by the fact the Major League Baseball All-Star Game wasn't held there? I don't think so.
No, we just said
it would have been nice, but it wasn't devastating to Georgia.
Hold my beer. We're going to host the World Series.
Yeah, right. And win it.
Yes. Yeah, you sure did, didn't you?
Even though I was a Houston Astros fan, that was kind of nice. For that in your face to Major League Baseball and to all the left in general.
And really, the two states we're talking about that didn't back down on their voter reform laws, Texas and Georgia, are the ones that were in the World Series.
Yeah.
So deal with it.
So stick it.
Yeah.
888-900-3393 and at Pat Unleashed on Twitter.
Pat Gray returns on the Blaze Radio Network.
Some tweets here. Rowdy Introvert tweets. So one of the concerns about the Omicron variant is that it might escape the vaccine. To counter this, the powers that be keep saying the best way to protect yourself is to get the vaccine.
Wait.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Do you have your decoder ring?
I don't.
I don't know.
I left it at home today. Darn it.
Makes no sense.
Nita Cuppard tweets, well, I've been told that I have to be vaxxed at work. I'll have the option for now to be tested weekly. It sucks, but I'm resolved to stay unvaxxed. We still wear masks for 8 hours. I don't know how you do that. I really don't.
God bless you.
Jeez, yeah. And I hope you change that mask every day, at least. And then it winds up in that beautiful landfill with all the other billions of, think of how many masks are being piled up. Well, we showed you one of the instances where gigantic piles of masks in landfills.
Yeah.
Can we show that photo again? Because this isn't,
Isn't that beautiful?
We can't find the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, but we can find the great and terrible mask pile of garbage right there.
Well, and that right there is just the parking lot of the Walmart that I frequent. That right there is just
It probably
one shot
is.
there.
Jeez.
So you talk about touching your mask, right? And you have to replace it, right?
Yep.
Okay, because they're so pristine and
When they come
hermetically
to us,
sealed, right?
yeah, right.
Look at how
You look how painstakingly they were manufactured.
I call those virgin masks. Untouched. Look at that.
Plopping on the floor. People's dirty feet on them.
I can't tell you how many times I have showed this video to people.
gross.
Sometimes at the front desk at doctor's offices, sometimes a stranger making small talk about Fauci or whatever's going on in the world. Oh yeah? Let me show you this, huh?
And what's usually the reaction? Oh, come on, that's one shop.
No, it's usually well, that's the policy. Yeah, that's going to get you killed. That's
Right.
the policy.
Yeah.
That is how a nation self-destructs. Well, that's what I'm
That's
told
policy.
to do.
Yeah, there's botulism all over it, but it's policy. Whatever.
What are you going to do?
Maybe not put it on. I don't know. Just a thought.
I tweeted this out yesterday, and people, parents, need to take this to heart. Teach your children that it is okay to say no. It is. Especially, there are times when that is applicable, and they're living through those times right now. It is okay to say no. You can apply that across the board, usually to governments.
From Parading Meandering Miller. Oh, so it wasn't Trump's travel restrictions that Biden didn't like. It was those darn mean tweets. Yes.
That's what she said.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, great catch. Yes.
Exactly. Toilet salmon? Obviously, we have to put xenophobia in context. See, when a Republican bans travel, it's xenophobic. When a Democrat does it, it's not.
Yeah.
Everybody get that? You understand? Yeah, I think so. Decaffeinated Texan, to gaslight American sheeple into believing a false context, Peter. Let me spend the next few minutes lying my butt off. She should say that every day to every one of his questions, because that's all she does. She lies her butt off. U.S. inflation, which categories have been hit the hardest? Believe me, inflation is real, and we're all starting to feel the effects of that. Let's see, the price of beef is up 24%. The price of hotels and motels, 26%. Gas has gone up 51%. Wow. Laundry equipment, 15%. Natural gas, 28%. Used cars are up 26%. 20% for bacon, 11% furniture and bedding, 39% if you're trying to rent a vehicle. Yeah, you want to rent a car right now? Good luck. That is really expensive. And eggs have gone up 12%.
What a nightmare. And that beef seems low, 24% up.
Feels like it's more than that.
Yeah. In fact, I forget what it was. It was I don't know, it was a big slab of beef, like brisket or something, and somebody tweeted it out, and it was over $100. You know,
Wow.
like it's sitting in your butcher's display there. And by the way, if you go to the butcher section there, where they've got the ground beef and the fish and all that stuff, they don't even put the price anymore.
No, it scares people away.
Right. Like, you won't even engage in the conversation with the butcher behind the counter now if you see that how much it is a pound. So I think they just force you to engage in conversation, which I know you love.
Wait, did you put the decimal place in the wrong area there on the price? You got $48 a pound. Should it be $4.80 a pound?
Are you new here? Is math not your strong suit? Is your name Keith?
$48 a pound for ground beef. That seems high to me.
Let's go, Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon.
That's all they need to put in the meat case. Is just a big sign that says "Let's go, Brandon."
Yep,
oh,
that explains it.
Now I get it.
And it doesn't stop there. Breakfast is going to be more expensive next year. Cereal is going way up. General Mills just said they were going up 20%, I think, right? 20% on all their cereals.
Yeah, it slipped out starting in January. There's some internal document or something. Whoops.
For some items, prices will go up by around 20% beginning next year. Wholesaler shared General Mills letters with CNN Business on the condition of anonymity to protect the company's relationship with its suppliers. So this was supposed to be secret.
Yeah, this is General Mills telling,
Surprise! Surprise! Yep, let's go, Brandon. We're going to be chanting that for a long time.
You know, Basic 4 is a
long time.
General Mills product. So it kind of hits close to home.
Kind of does, right? Don't you eat Basic 4 every day?
Every day. And I stock up. I'm going to have to stock up a little bit more and make a lot of purchases before January 1st.
We have a tradition on Christmas Eve of buying one of those rib roast steaks things. You know, it's like rib steak.
Yeah.
And we get a fairly sizable one.
Yeah.
And it's expensive in good years.
Yeah.
This year,
oh no,
I think it's tripled. And we're like, okay, what else? What can we do on Christmas now? Because it's not going to be that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're not going to pay $300 for Christmas Eve dinner. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. So now we're looking at what can we do? What about Gravy Train?
What is
that's really
what's that?
It's the you don't know what Gravy Train is?
No, is that a dog food?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're being first.
It's dog food.
Yeah. I didn't know what you were talking about. I was
Can we settle for horse meat? Would that be okay? It's got that little gravy on it. It should be somewhat tasty, right? If we put a lot of salt on it, some pepper.
This might be the year for kibbles and bits after all.
It might be, as long as we, put the supplement on it.
So the left is getting what they want.
Yep.
They're actually making you mostly vegetarian.
Mostly vegetarian.
Oh.
Exactly.
So
it's really frustrating.
It is. Yeah.
It's changing our lives.
Yeah.
Literally, right before our eyes.
Congrats. We're all socialists now, right?
Yep.
There you go.
Yep.
But I like what this guy did at the Best Buy. You know how they have those big speakers sitting out, and he took his phone and he paired it Bluetooth with the boom box.
Yeah.
Check out this guy at Best Buy. I love this guy so much.
Don't do it that loud. Don't.
Let's go. Let's go. That's so great.
I need to know this guy. I need to be friends with him.
I love it.
That is awesome. You know, if you're in the Best Buy and you hear that, you are laughing out loud.
No
Because
question.
you know what just happened.
That's awesome.
So good.
Okay, but what about some of the strategies that Biden's employing right now to drive the prices back down? Like the gas prices, he released the oil reserves, 3 days worth last week or the week before.
Plummeted.
Wow,
right?
did that ever help? Man,
right.
It only went up a little bit more. So that was awesome.
Yeah.
It didn't reduce gas prices a penny. So now he's going to do it again.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
He is moved to tap the U.S. Strategic Petroleum Reserve, is expected to supply Chinese and Indian oil needs as gas demands have led to global shortages.
Yeah, so his oil that he's releasing, we're not even seeing at the pump.
No, he's sending it overseas to lower the price there, I guess, so that they won't buy more from OPEC.
Yeah, it's a way to try to change the global price of oil.
And it's not working.
No.
They're going to release 50 million barrels of oil held in U.S. reserves again. 18 million of which, 18 million have already been congressionally approved for sale. China and India have been actively purchasing the U.S. sour crude oil. Man, I like the sweet crude. It tastes better. It lasts longer. Yes, it has 15% more calories. But
you don't kind of balk at the fact there's so much like sugar involved
that
there.
it's so sweet.
Yeah.
No, I'm okay with it.
See, I'm a sweet and sour oil guy.
Are ya?
I like the combination.
Okay. The sour crude oil contains high levels of sulfur. So you like that?
Yeah.
You like
well,
that?
I like to cut it with some. What are you doing? I like to cut it with the sweet crude oil. Okay. The sour.
All right.
What was that? Too many buttons in front of Corby.
Yeah, definitely.
No, so what we're doing is we're not even getting that to the pump here in America.
No, it's going to China and India.
And listen to this manipulation backfire that when you just said that he's trying to double down now and release more, I looked this up. You're absolutely right. He's about to release more. But what's happening is
they're doing less.
Russia and Saudi Arabia.
The Saudis and the Russians have decided that because of the increases after the U.S. Selling oil, they're going to produce less.
So it makes, just like you said,
complete offset.
No difference whatsoever.
Nope.
I mean, this is the dumbest administration. Or the most evil administration.
Oh, both.
Yeah.
They're dumb and evil.
Dumb and evil. That's a lethal combination.
That's not a good combination when you think about it.
No. So
it's so frustrating.
It would be pretty awesome if we could just take care of ourselves and just
wouldn't it
tap our own resources.
What would that be like?
I don't know. I mean, that's
maybe go back to 2018.
That's a pipe dream. Pun intended.
Except that we pretty much were there.
Yeah.
Until Brandon took over.
Ted Cruz tweeted out just a couple of days ago that that the Biden administration is considering charging more through the Interior Department to drill on federal lands. So charging even more to get the stuff that we have out of our ground.
That's going to help lower prices.
This is madness at every freaking turn with this administration.
And you know what they'll do is blame oil companies.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Look, they raise their prices. Yeah, because you raised yours on them.
Yeah.
But they expect them to eat it. Eat that cost.
Yep.
Sorry. Eat that cost. Do you know what their profit margin is at ExxonMobil? ExxonMobil has a profit margin of 9%. 9%. That is not outrageous.
Yeah, that's less than water, right?
Yeah.
Bottled water.
Are you kidding me? By a lot.
So currently, oil companies pay 12.5%, like a royalty fee, to the government, and they're talking about raising it. They don't know where they would raise it, but they floated the idea of 25%. But they think they're going to land at 18.5%, like a happy medium. But either way, it's going to go up to get our oil out of the ground here in the United States.
And then so will the gas prices. They will go up because the oil companies will not eat that. And as I just mentioned, they don't make enough profit margin to really justify it. If we were at 9% on cookies, I don't think we'd even be in business. It wouldn't be worth it. 9%? That's not good. That's not good at all. Canada is releasing 50 million pounds from their maple syrup reserve because there's a global shortage of maple syrup.
This is the difference between the United States and Canada in one story.
Yeah, we've got oil reserves. They've got maple syrup reserves. We heard about this a while ago.
Yeah.
Maybe it was when what's his name from Vermont was in.
Oh, Josh Parker.
The kid Josh, who does... He has his own maple syrup company. Mm-hmm. Really good maple syrup.
I thought it sounded a little familiar when I read this story. But Canada, times are tough. And so we got to delve into the stockpiles of maple syrup.
The Quebec maple syrup producers, government-sponsored cartel that controls...
Maple syrup cartel?
They control 70% of the world's maple syrup supply.
Oh, no. Oh,
wow.
No.
So,
I mean that sounds don't cross the maple syrup cartel of Canada. Oh no.
You come to me on the day of my daughter's wedding, asking me for maple syrup. You do not address me as Godfather. You do not say please. You bring me no butter. I don't have no pancakes. And now you're asking me for more maple syrup.
I'm sorry, Godfather. It'll never happen again. You're right, it won't, because you'll be sleeping with the fishes if you ask me for any more maple syrup.
70% of the world's maple syrup supply. So Vermont's maple syrup must be a tiny little fraction.
Let me see here.
Consortium of more than 11,000 Canadian. They've got 11,000 Canadian maple syrup producers? Wow. A warmer and shorter than expected spring led to a 24% year-over-year drop in production of the pancake topping.
So get this. Although Vermont produces 42% of maple syrup on the national market, it's still a small fry on the world scene compared to Quebec, which accounts for about 70% of global production.
Yeah. Wow. Jeez.
That is...
That's something, isn't it? These are things you just never think about. That's why they have a reserve, though, to never miss maple syrup, and we won't miss maple syrup.
So wait a minute. If you have a stockpile, right, like a Canadian stockpile, does that mean that the syrup that's in your back of your pantry that you forgot about that looks all gross or whatever, or maybe in the back of the fridge, I should say, it's still good, right? Because if they have a stockpile that lasts forever...
Yeah, must be okay to keep it for a long time.
It must never expire, right?
I hope that's the case.
Yeah.
We got some old syrup in the back of the fridge.
Yeah, we got some old, like, jelly. And you know, like, sometimes you'll try to get it all so crusty and stuff. I just throw it out because now I'm grossed out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not pleasant.
No.
Thanks for that image, though.
Yeah.
888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up.
On the Blaze Radio Network.
With traffic and weather together every 4 minutes on the twos all morning long to get you there safely in one piece. 888-900-3393. Let me tell you about this new documentary that is coming out that I think you're going to be really interested in. New documentary film called Enemies Within the Church. It's a film that the compromised evangelical establishment does not want you to see. Enemies Within the Church exposes those who are selling out the church to postmodernism and the money behind it. There's been a hostile postmodern takeover within conservative Christianity. Postmodernism, if you're not familiar with the term, it includes agendas like social justice, intersectionality, critical race theory, neo-Marxism. This movie rocks the boat in a good way. It presents the truth that's long been needed to be told. There are, in fact, enemies coming into the church. The problem does not merely affect the church around the corner. Postmodernism is not just hurting the more liberal denominations, it's everywhere. And that's the problem. Many in the church today are past the point of asking whether the seemingly leftist modernism figures within mainstream Christianity are trustworthy. They're not. Every Christian and patriot needs to see this film and then share it with everybody you know. I encourage you to go buy the DVD or purchase the PPV streaming at enemieswithinthechurch.com. That's enemieswithinthechurch.com.
I will keep my promise. I will live in the past, present, and the future. The spirits of all three will strive within me. Oh, heaven and Christmas time be praised for this. I say this on my knees, Jacob Marley. On my knees.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Did you see that Sweden had their first female prime minister?
Oh, good for them.
Come and go already?
Wait, hold on. What now?
Yeah, in about 8 hours. She was elected, and then she resigned less than 8 hours later. I had to tell you, this parliamentary system, there's some serious flaws.
Yeah.
Okay, we tried to show everybody the way. We tried to show you the way.
Yeah.
But you're not paying attention. Sweden elected its first ever female prime minister last Wednesday morning. She resigned just 7.5 hours later after her coalition government lost a key budget vote.
That's so cumbersome.
Is that weird?
Coalition government stuff.
So you lost a vote. It's like if a bill you proposed didn't pass, and so the president resigns.
I'm gonna take my ball and go home now.
Chaos. That's absolute chaos. Why would you run a government like that? Oh, I didn't get my way, so I'm leaving. Magdalena Andersson, leader of the Social Democrats, was selected in a Riksdag parliament vote as Sweden's 34th prime minister last Wednesday, replacing outgoing migrant crisis era leader Stefan Löfven.
Wait, what era were you in Sweden's history? Oh, I was the migrant crisis era.
Yeah, the migrant crisis era leader. Yet just hours later, the speaker of Riksdag announced the search for another new prime minister would begin after Anderson's government collapsed before she'd even had a chance to be sworn into the role.
Bummer.
I don't understand the collapse just because you lose a vote. Your government collapses? What kind of government was it if it collapsed after one stupid vote going against you? The budget for the Anderson government was up before Parliament Wednesday afternoon, but failed to pass. The chamber instead elected to pass a so-called opposition budget.
Oh, okay.
Written by right-wing minority parties, which had the government stayed, it would have been forced to implement. Oh, and they didn't want to.
They didn't want to implement.
I don't want to implement your stupid budget, so I'm going to leave.
Wow.
Taking my toys that I'm leaving.
Wow, emotional much?
The prospect of working to a budget that had been approved by right-wing populists, the Sweden Democrats, it was too much for their coalition partners. And the Greens, who pulled out of the government also in protest. Okay.
So who's in charge now?
What a mess. What an absolute mess.
What is her name?
Magdalena Andersson.
Oh, Wikipedia still says she's the leader. They need to update that.
Yeah.
Who's in charge, Sweden? Come on.
The withdrawal means she's no longer leading the government legitimately and therefore had to tender her resignation. Again,
get out.
This is a dumb way to do
it sure is.
A government. But we see it time after time. How often have we seen that in Israel where they did, what, four votes in 2 years? Because they couldn't find anybody to get the majority. And you have to have, I guess, a majority of the seats in order to govern.
Well,
crazy.
I mean, we may not want to brag too much on our system these days.
I know.
So
that is true.
I would love to go for a 4 elections in 2 years or whatever it was that you just mentioned at this point.
Sad thing is, though, it works the other way around, too. When your guy gets in, that could happen to your guy as well. So kind of sucks.
Yeah, I like stability in my government. Yeah, again, I don't know that I'm making the strongest case for America at this point.
Oh, man.
Good times.
Federal taxpayers are funding a program paying students $5,000 to receive training in critical race theory. Okay.
Oh, no. The sniff came out there.
Yeah. Well, this is great. Federal grant records show the U.S. Department of Education has awarded millions of taxpayer dollars to fund critical race theory training for future educators at several colleges across the country. In 2016, under the Obama administration, the federal government awarded its first ever 5-year grant of $1,116,895 to North Carolina Central University for training college students in critical race theory. I thought critical race theory didn't exist.
Right.
Huh. That's interesting.
That's right.
How did that happen when it doesn't even exist?
Kind of like Antifa doesn't exist. How do cities burn to the ground?
Right. Huh. The program is called the Research Institute for Scholars of Equity, or RISE. RISE promises to produce a cadre of scholars who value and advance equity. Ugh. See, that's how they get around the critical race theory thing. They just call it something else.
Call it something else, and then you don't find it in the budget until 5 years later.
Exactly. As part of the program, these students receive a $5,000 stipend, money for food and housing, and a travel allowance. According to promotional materials and grant documents, RISE students are trained to use critical race theory as a means of evaluating teacher quality, among other things. The grant clearly has goals for teacher training that include instruction in CRT. Huh. Yeah, but it doesn't exist. So stop with your crazy conspiracy theories, you right-wing kooks.
Yeah.
The Salvation Army, by the way, has backed off, saying that they want their white donors to offer sincere apologies for their racism when they donate.
Bad.
I'm sorry. How about no? And how about I never give you another penny ever in your existence? But they did back off. It's just too late for me. I mean, that shows me who the Salvation Army is. The charity was asking white donors to do more than just drop some coins into the kettle when they go shopping. They wanted whites to apologize for being racist. My gosh. The desire is that Salvationists achieve the following.
Okay.
The Army says in an online resource titled, Let's Talk About Racism, listing several goals, including to lament, repent, and apologize for biases or racist ideologies held and actions committed. The resource claims Christianity is inherently racist. Oh my, wow.
Good times over at the Salvation Army.
And by the way, what race are Christians? Because there's a lot of black Christians. I don't know if you know that. Are they racist as well? The resource claims Christianity is inherently racist and calls for white Christians to repent and offer a sincere apology to blacks for being antagonistic to black people or the culture, values, and interests of the black community. Many have come to believe that we live in a post-racial society, but racism is very real for our brothers and sisters who are refused jobs and housing, denied basic rights, and brutalized and oppressed simply because of the color of their skin. One lesson in the resource says, there's an urgent need for Christians to evaluate racist attitudes and practices in light of our faith and to live faithfully in today's world. You know what? I'm going to just apologize for not ever giving you I'm not going to apologize, actually, for that. I'm glad I'm not giving you another penny.
No.
It's nice to know that my money won't be going to a cause that believes I'm inherently racist.
No. We had Pat had warm Gatorade send us these. Here's what you can donate right there on the screen. In fact, we'll tweet this out.
Oh, okay. In lieu of a cash donation?
Yeah.
Here's one white apology.
Yeah, put this in your kettle when you're guys.
I am going to.
Yeah, so
I'll do that.
I think I put a few off to your right there if you want to.
Okay.
Maybe I'm wrong. Well, somewhere.
No.
Oh, there it is, right here. It's taped to your sheet there.
Oh.
So you print these out. We're going to tweet these out at Pat Unleashed. And when you're leaving the store and you get the ring bell person there out front, you just
redeemable for one white apology in lieu of a cash donation.
You just drop this in the old kettle, and there you go. There's my apology. Merry Christmas.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah, we'll send that out. So be sure to pass that around.
There are so many different charities that can get your dollars and deserve your dollars. I don't have time for somebody that's calling me a racist when they don't know me. I don't have time for that. Sorry. Nope. Not going to do it. I'm so sick and tired of this nonsense. I can't take it anymore. And so even though Salvation Army has withdrawn the guide that asks white supporters to apologize for their race, you don't suppose they got a little pushback, do you?
Damage has been done.
Yeah, for sure.
And
it's been done big time.
How do you recover from this? That is grotesque.
And I completely forgive you, but that doesn't mean I have to donate to you.
So let's use brain cells before we post things on the internet.
Thanks. Salvation Army has withdrawn its controversial Let's Talk About Racism guide following criticism and donor backlash over the text that asked white supporters of the charity group to deliver sincere apologies for their race and the past sins of the church. As a result of some of the guide's more extreme positions becoming public, donors and supporters across the country have been rescinding their support of the organization. I'll bet they have, because that was my first inclination. I'm sure that was almost everybody's. Everybody who's had enough of this garbage. The statement in part reads, the Salvation Army occasionally publishes internal study guides on various complex topics, to help foster positive conversations. Yeah, that's not what happened here.
Oh, we're talking about the Salvation Army now.
And grace-filled reflection among Salvationists. By openly discussing these issues, we always hope to encourage the development of a more thoughtful organization that is better positioned to support those in need. But no one is being told how to think, period. A few paragraphs later, we have done our best to provide accurate information, but unfortunately, some have chosen to ignore those efforts. Oh, it's our fault.
Yeah.
It's our fault. At the same time, international headquarters realized that certain aspects of the guide may need to be clarified.
Clarified. Oh, just some miscommunication. What was the Obama line? There was some poor phrasing in the speech.
Right.
You're not racist. You're just racist.
All we simply had is that there was some poor phrasing in the speech. Okay. Consequently, for both reasons, the International Social Justice Commission has now withdrawn the guide for appropriate review. Okay, the fact that they have an International Social Justice Commission,
thank you.
There's another strike against the Salvation Army. I mean, that's clearly one of those progressive social garbage kinds of charities.
Don't forget, if you would still like to donate to the Salvation Army, you could head over to Pat Unleashed on Twitter and be sure to get your one white apology, print it up and drop it in the kettle. Wish him a Merry Christmas as you walk
And here's
by.
your apology. Yeah. Congratulations. All right, here is something that we as Christians and really any theology can get behind. And that's the fact that abortion is the leading cause of death in the United States and around the world, and it needs to stop. Since Roe v. Wade in 1973, over 62 million babies have been aborted in the United States alone. That's nearly 1 in 4 pregnancies ending in abortion. So it's time to do something. And that's why the Ministry of Preborn is partnering with Blaze Media to help rescue 10,000 babies by the end of this year. And we need your help. Preborn is the direct competition to Planned Parenthood. And they're the largest provider of free ultrasounds in the U.S. When pregnant women see the ultrasound so often, like 80% of the time, they understand that is human life and they choose life. So that's why they offer these free ultrasounds, but it obviously takes help. They need help. $28 pays for one ultrasound. But if you can't do that, do $1, $5, whatever you can afford. But help us rescue 10,000 babies' lives. To donate, dial pound 250, say the keyword baby. That's pound 250, keyword baby, or go to preborn.com/Pat.
Want a personal privilege?
Yes.
Pat Gray is here, and he's unleashed.
Please do not use gendered language to address everyone.
To address everyone. Welcome. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. This is fun. End Times preacher Sharon Gilbert says that an alien imitated her husband.
Of course.
And then things got weird.
Wait.
And
then
things got weird, yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, after the alien showed up, in bed with her, then it turned out
then
it got a little awkward.
Okay.
Yeah. So here's what she had to say.
After Derek and I got married,
okay,
one night, this other Derek appears in our bed.
Oh, wow. I
The
hate
real
when that
Derek
happens.
is lying down next to me. Other Derek sits right up out of him.
Oh, wow. I hate when that
startled me.
happens. I do.
I knew that was not Derek. And so I asked this critter, who are you?
Okay.
Because he clearly
That's a good
wanted to
question.
have sexual relations.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
And he said, come on, I'm your husband. I said, who are you?
Wait, what?
And he had the nerve to
The nerve.
claim to be
Derek.
Ahasuerus.
Wait, what?
A what?
Xerxes.
Xerxes.
Well,
Pause it
other
for a
Derek-
second. Wait a minute. So that's what I'm telling you. It gets weird.
Right.
after the alien pops up out of her husband's body.
Like not like the movie Alien style where, it just like bust through, right?
It didn't bust through any skin.
Right?
Apparently it was a smooth transition this time. This is a smooth transition from in the body to out of the body.
Is Derek, the real Derek, I mean, let's not get confused here. Is he a light sleeper? Like, is he not hearing this or feeling an alien on top of him?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
On the real Derek.
But now it's not even a fake Derek. It's Xerxes.
But what I do know is Xerxes comes out of Derek, and now it's weird. Okay, because I wouldn't have expected Xerxes to be in there.
I'm gonna tell you.
It's
not many places that you get a Xerxes reference that doesn't come from Pat Gray.
That's true. That is really true.
So we had to use it just on that alone. Forget the alien, Derek, whatever's going on.
It's a Xerxes reference.
That's the only reason we're playing this clip. Good stuff.
Okay, so Xerxes has taken time off from getting through the Spartans.
Yeah.
I guess at Thermopylae and got into Derek's body.
Yeah.
And now wants to get together with Derek's wife.
Business.
Yeah, for a little business.
little alien business.
Let's see what else happened here.
To claim to be Ahasuerus. Xerxes.
Xerxes.
Well, other Derek seriously wanted to invite me to use my free will to do something that was going to pull me away from God.
Oh, wow.
That's a long way to the well.
So this last time, I knew he was really desperate.
Okay.
And I asked him again, who are you? He told me the same answer, and I said, I'm not going with you. This was an internal dialogue.
I see.
Wait,
finally,
hold
I
on,
said,
hold on. Now
I've
it's
had enough.
Pause it. So this is all in her mind?
This is all
so
telepathic.
So is she dreaming all this? Or?
Right? I'm sorry. I don't care how far you have to back this up, Rob. I just love the two guys sitting next to her just like, yep, totally makes sense. Xerxes wanting to get it on. Yep.
I hate when that happens. That happened to me 3 times last week alone. Oh, my gosh. Laying there and...
Wow.
And
vulnerable, huh?
Xerxes pops up in bed with me, and I'm like, I'm not having sex with you, Xerxes. I think I told you before.
Yeah.
I'm just not interested in doing you, okay? I'm not going to do it.
Devil, you're working hard here. I mean, I don't know why you're pulling out all the stops for me, but I ain't doing it.
I'm not doing it. I mean, Xerxes, don't get me wrong, tempting.
Right.
But I'm going to say no in the end here.
Oh, boy.
Okay? All right, let's do this. Wow.
So this last time,
yeah,
I knew
she knew
he was really desperate.
Game on.
And I asked him again, who are you? He told me the same answer, and I said, I'm not going with you. This was an internal dialogue.
Okay.
Finally, I said, I've had enough.
Did you?
In my mind.
In your mind.
I reached up.
Okay. In your mind
grabbed
or
his
physically?
Face.
Ooh, you grabbed
and
his
I said,
face.
you are a liar.
Foreplay.
And Jesus is real. And I pulled that face off.
Whoa.
And beneath it
wow.
was a reptile.
Whoa, what?
And he had little creatures with him this time. He brought these little halfling creatures.
Whoa.
And they looked like, I don't know, gargoyles.
What is?
They
Pause
were
it for
very
a second.
reptilian
So
as well.
So she pulls the face off. Is this entity just wearing the mask of Xerxes? So it's not really
No. I
Xerxes.
think it was. I
it's
think
a lizard person.
She pulled off Derek's mask, pulled off Xerxes' mask, and then sees the reptile. It's like a multi-layered deal.
Okay.
And it sounds like the third time that she's been visited, because this is obviously a really,
he wants her bad.
Desperate alien.
Yeah, he wants her.
I mean, again.
Who can blame him?
The bedroom is now filled with gargoyles. When does real Derek wake up and go, shut up and go to bed?
Yeah. Or maybe Derek wakes up and says, get out of me, all of you people. I don't want Xerxes in here. I don't want this lizard person in here.
And then
beat it.
I should have put my foot down a couple of visits ago, but now the whole bedroom is filled with these little creatures.
Exactly.
I can't take it.
All right, let's hear what else happened in her dialogue.
He brought these little halfling creatures. And they looked like, I don't know, gargoyles.
Gargoyles.
They were very reptilian as well. So beneath that
reptilian
face
gargoyles
of Derek was a reptilian serpentine creature, probably similar to what was visiting the Anasazi.
Wow.
Probably.
Well, the Bible says-
Wow.
Oh, no, I wanted to hear what the Bible says
yeah,
about
I do
this.
too. I do too. Because I haven't read about any of that in the
No?
Bible, frankly. No, I haven't.
Oh,
So,
boy.
interesting.
That was a ride.
Wow, that's on Jim Bakker's show?
I don't know, was it?
I think so.
Oh.
Holy cow.
That was...
Woo-wee.
That was an experience.
Now how much are you going to send them? 888-900-3393.
Pat Gray. Pat Gray Unleashed.
Welcome. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. How will you know when you're ready to do something about your receding hairline or that big bald spot? You know, the male pattern baldness. Keith?
What?
How did you know when you wanted to
How
do
did
something?
I know? I don't know. It was something to do, I guess. No.
Something to do?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And now I've got a new problem, Pat.
Yeah.
Now I've got like hair that sticks up, you know. And,
Oh, wow.
Right?
yeah, on top of your head?
Yeah.
You got to worry about hair sticking up.
It's crazy.
That's a good thing to worry about,
got
though.
a new problem now, Keeps. Thanks
That's
for nothing.
Really weird. So if it's starting to bother you, that's probably when you're going to do something about it. Go to Keeps, like Keith has. And not only did it, stop the balding process, it actually regrew hair.
It really did.
For Keith.
It absolutely
Just awesome.
did.
67% of the time-ish, it regrows hair. 90% of the time it stops the baldness process, the process of balding. And then 67% experience hair regrowth. So it's awesome.
And be patient. I started in March, and I can attest that by July it was clearly working.
Yeah, that's cool.
And just it's awesome.
You have to figure it's going to take a little bit of time because the process of your hair falling out has been going on for years and years.
Yeah.
And if you have any questions along the way, first of all, this is great because it's all done online. You just go online and answer some questions and snap a few pictures of your hair and your head, the lack of your hair. And then a licensed doctor gets back to you and reviews all your information, sends you the right hair care
And
products.
they're so easy to communicate with. Any questions you have, any customization you want with your order, they are there for you every step of the way. So easy to get in touch with.
And if, while you're treating yourself, you have any questions, they've got your Keeps doctor ready to go 24/7. And you can track your progress, too, with the Keeps progress tracking tool. Go to KEEPS, keeps.com/Pat. Get 50% off your first order of hair loss treatment. That's keeps.com/Pat. Keeps.com/Pat.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
We've got such a wonderful vice president in office right now. She is terrific.
Terrific. That's the
Isn't
word.
she?
Yep.
She was just talking about... You got that.
Yeah.
You had the really infectious laughter there. You got her being so personable right before Thanksgiving, talking about how she prepares her turkey.
Oh.
I mean, if this doesn't ingratiate you to her, I don't know what will.
Okay.
Here she
Is
is.
getting a fresh turkey?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's being delivered
And so
tomorrow.
just little, 1 minute out. I have one minute.
Yeah.
Kosher salt.
Kosher salt.
Fresh ground pepper. Maybe chop up a little thyme. And then you
Too
can
many-
mix it even with okay,
too many
so
hand
do
movements.
the salt and pepper all over it,
What?
like lather that baby up, right? On the outside in the cavity. You could also chop up, but not with the thyme, just the salt and pepper.
Just some pepper, yeah.
Mix that up also with some thyme. You could even do a little rosemary if you want.
Enough hands.
Under the skin with some butter.
Stop.
Oh, under
before
the
you're gonna
skin
cook
with
it.
some butter. Yeah.
So that
Right.
butter will just melt.
Melt all over
And then get
it.
a nice
Yeah.
big bottle of cheap
Into
white
this.
wine
Cheap
to
white
baste
wine.
with butter. Yes, hi. Yes.
Time for the interview. Yes, hi. Sorry, I was just talking about buttering my turkey.
Some weirdness.
Her hands just do too much. I mean, I talk with my hands.
She's just, what am I looking for? Unlikable. That's what I'm looking for.
And
She's unlikable.
You're also looking for high at the moment when she was doing that. I don't know. She's weird, man. She's just not good.
No, none of them are. So, we just got to deal with it for a while. Also, exciting news from New Zealand, where PM Jacinda Ardern has given her people permission. Man, New Zealand and Australia are just gone.
Mm-hmm.
Those two islands are completely gone. But New Zealanders have just been given permission to use bathrooms inside their friends' homes.
And importantly, because I know this is a question many Aucklanders have, you can now see family and friends again in their homes and use the bathroom inside. Luxury.
Luxury. So wait a minute.
Wow.
Were you supposed
to
be...
So you were not... If you were at somebody else's house, well, maybe you weren't supposed to be at anybody else's house.
Oh.
But if you were, you couldn't use their bathroom, so you just had to hold it.
Or you
pee your pants.
Their backyard.
Yeah. Well, okay. If they have an outhouse, I guess you could go back there.
Oh, yeah. Outhouse. Who among us, right?
Right.
Uh-huh. Okay.
How weird is that? How weird is that?
Just when you think it can't get any more absurd.
Yeah. Again, you would think the death toll on this virus is 95%. Like, if you get this disease, you're going to die. That's how they treat it. Rather than the other way around. In fact, even more people than 95% survive it. 98.5%, 99% of people survive it.
How many people do you think have died from COVID in New Zealand, Pat?
Oh, well, I'm going to say because they treated it so draconianly, had to be about 2 million people.
2 million.
Had to be 2 million. I'm going to say 2 million.
Final
2 million
answer.
people.
Final
That's
answer.
my final answer. 2 million.
44.
44?
44 deaths in New Zealand.
Jeez. I bet more people die in New Zealand from slipping in the tub than die from COVID.
Well, let's see here. So many numbers here to look up here. New Zealand's population is just over 5 million. How many cases out of 5 million people do you think in the last 2 years New Zealand has had of the COVID?
4,500,000. So I'm going to say 4.5 million.
Oh my gosh, what am I
No?
playing with? Like, are you a Jeopardy celebrity trivia guest here?
So I'm really close, right?
Yeah, 11,576.
Ooh, that is so close.
11,000 out of over 5 million people and 44 deaths. But congratulations, Aucklanders. You can now urinate inside.
Somebody else's house.
Somebody else's house, I mean. Yeah. What?
Because if you can't use your own bathroom,
What was there? Was that like? Did that need addressing? Was there a rash of people like, look, I gotta go. Can I please use your bathroom? Sorry,
sorry, COVID.
COVID mandates say I can't let you in.
I can't do it. No.
You could use the backyard though. In fact, there's
a tree right out front here.
Yeah, right over here near the flower
Stand
bed.
behind that.
There you go.
Okay.
What a weird time. And I would like to say what a weird time we're living in right now, but it feels like there's some permanency to it.
Yeah, it does. Let me tell you about Rough Greens. If you're a dog owner, your dog is part of the family, right? You love your dog. You want the best for your dog. You want your dog to eat well and be healthy and happy. And the problem is when we feed them that dry kibble dog food, it's been sterilized, and so it kills all the living stuff in there that your dog needs, the vitamins and minerals and probiotics and antioxidants, that kind of stuff. All the nutrients that have been baked out of it are put back into it with Rough Greens. Rough Greens going to change your dog's life. They're going to become healthier. They're going to be more active. And they love this stuff. I don't know what it is about it. It's like little doggy crack to them. They really go after it. Belle does, and that's my dog. And she won't eat her food without it, and just gobbles it down in one sitting. Otherwise, it takes her all day to eat a bowl full of dog food. You can get a free bag to try out for your dog to see if your dog will love it just as much. They'll send you a free bag. All you have to pay is shipping, and you just try it out for a few days, and then you can jump in with both feet if you find out your dog does like it. Go to roughgreens.com or call 833-ROUGH-DOG. That's 833-783-3364 or roughgreens.com.
Beware, Pat Gray is unleashed.
You believe the Jussie Smollett case finally is going to be tried now? Now, Jussie's lawyer, remember Jussie was the actor from, what was it, Empire?
Yeah.
Was that the name of the show? Uh-huh. I never watched it, but Empire.
Really? That seems right in your demo.
I know. It seems like I'd be all over that show. Is it still on, or did they cancel
it? It seems like there's like a white Empire now with, what's her name?
Who?
It's like a country music thing with Susan Sarandon. Is that who it is? Yeah. What
Susan Sarandon?
Oh, okay. So
Empire's over.
Yeah.
I thought
now they've got a new thing. It's like a country music family.
Okay.
It's just, please stop.
I know. So Jussie was, I guess he was downtown Chicago, near the train, right? Near the subway, when he was attacked by...
No, he went to a Subway restaurant, right?
Oh, that's right.
He had a sandwich.
That was the Subway I'm thinking of.
He wasn't. It was
a restaurant.
Did he eat the sandwich? I forget. He was.
I don't think he had a chance because
right.
Two white guys who were MAGA supporters attacked him and beat the crap out of him, put a noose around his head, and we're going to string him up.
Thank you.
Except none of that happened. Turns out the guys who attacked him were black. They were from, was it Haiti? I believe? Nigeria, something. And they were friends of his that he apparently asked to do this so that, I don't know, he was pissed off about how much he was getting paid by the TV show. Or I don't know. The whole thing was absolutely bizarre.
Don't forget the part about the crafty beaver. Remember they had
where he sent them to the Crafty Beaver, and that's where they bought their supplies.
Yeah,
they bought the noose at the Crafty Beaver. That's where I get all my hanging supplies. Is at the Crafty Beaver.
Crafty Beaver.
Is that where you get your stuff?
I mean,
to hang?
Absolutely. Yeah. That's where I get. In fact, they've got. Well, it pisses me off. They used to have a punch card there.
Yeah.
And then
and the 10th one, the 10th noose was free.
The 10th noose was free. And then when this got negative pub, they pulled that offer, and I was at 8. I was so angry.
That's not fair. It's just not fair. It's not fair, and it's not right.
I should have protested more.
Should have.
I didn't want to raise a stink.
Should have, but and I mean, the Nigerians both admitted this. Jussie's the only one who's like, nope, it still happened to me. That happened to me. I don't care what they say. I don't care what anybody says or the evidence, or I don't care what the surveillance video show. I don't care.
Okay.
Somebody attacked me and they said it was MAGA country. Oh. Okay. Yeah, Chicago at 2 a.m. when it's 20 below zero.
Yeah, I know.
That's definitely MAGA country right there.
If you're going to plan a crime, let's pick the coldest day of the year.
Yes.
And
wait for somebody who's black to show up right by the Subway sandwich shop. Oh, man.
He's not smart.
Absolutely bizarre. And he is still sticking to it.
Well, yeah, and so what is he?
His lawyer just said he's the real victim. He's a real victim of an attack in Chicago. And so, yeah, the trial's going on this week.
Because he's, this is the city of Chicago, right?
Yep.
That's taking him to court for reimbursement.
It is. Oh, yeah. They wanted $130,000.
I think it says in there something about,
right?
No?
It doesn't.
Oh, well.
Not in the highlighted section.
Who printed up that story?
Some moron.
I can't take it.
Total idiot.
I love the tweet from Carol Roth. She was actually up here with Glenn as a guest a few weeks ago, and she tweeted out maybe the greatest tweet, at least of the week.
Do you think Jussie Smollett will be able to get a fair trial in MAGA country? Chicago?
I love it.
No, I don't think he'll be able to. That's a long shot,
That's
man.
a shame. The judicial system anymore.
So good. That is good. Now, this was 2 years ago already. Almost 3. Oh, my gosh. It happened in January 2019. Almost 3 years ago. How did it take so long to get this to trial? And again, I think this is Chicago trying to get reimbursed for the expense.
You know what? That's a bad place if you're going to cross a city. You don't want to do it in Chicago because you know they need the money.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, we're getting that money back. Everything that we spend, every nickel, we're getting back from this guy.
Absolutely. Then there's this Catholic university that had a picture hanging that depicted Jesus
This is so
and
gross.
Mary.
Come on.
It had Mary holding Jesus in her arms.
Except for it's not.
Except for now, they've replaced Jesus with George Floyd. Catholic University of Washington, D.C. According to the Daily Signal, there were 2 paintings of George Floyd as Jesus hanging in the hallways at Catholic University. One in the law school, the other one in the campus ministry office. Okay, good.
You know how you say with Republicans like this, who needs Democrats? With Christian universities like this, who needs secular schools?
Right. Paintings depicting George Floyd as Jesus hang in both the Catholic University of America's campus ministry office and its law school. They appeared to shrug off responsibility for the painting Monday, telling the Daily Signal that artist Kelly Lattimore's painting Mama depicts the Virgin Mary supporting the body of the dead Christ, although the artist has indicated repeatedly that his painting depicts both Floyd and Jesus. I don't know.
Right. I don't know. What do you say about this other than
it is absolutely
blasphemy much?
Yeah, right. Exactly. This is blasphemy. I don't know how else to describe it. And the deification of these people who are victims, I guess, of police brutality, supposedly. And, the guy in this case did get convicted of that. So, yes, you can call that the George Floyd incident was way too far. And I think everybody agreed on that. That doesn't mean George Floyd was a saint. That doesn't mean you replace Jesus with George Floyd in paintings. Wow, that is unbelievable. George Floyd was a convicted felon, right? George Floyd was not a choir boy. And that doesn't mean he should have had happen what happened to him, obviously.
Correct.
But he was not a saint.
Right. And he's not Jesus. I hate to break that to many
None
on
of
the
us
left who have been viewing him as such.
888-900-3393. Tomorrow we got to tell you about this Jack Dorsey story. He's stepping down as
he's gone.
He
Bye-bye.
stepped down as CEO at Twitter.
Yeah, and the stock price jumped 11% at the announcement yesterday, and they had to halt trading.
As he's such a weirdo, everybody's like, good, wow, thank you.
Bye-bye.
But the new CEO maybe no better. We'll get into that, tell you about that, and lots more coming up tomorrow.
Pat Gray, only on the Blaze Radio Network.